Ladies and gentlemen, Jai Hind. Marie and I'm Congressman Ed Royce, Chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, but let me just say what a pleasure it is on behalf of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and the chairs of the India Caucus, George Holding and Ami Bera and Senator John Cornyn. We are proud to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Washington, D.C. Now, as chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee and as a former co-chair of the India Caucus, I am proud of my colleagues, proud of the work we have done together to strengthen and build this relationship. And at this point, I'd like to turn to our ranking member, Mr. Elliot Engel of New York, for his welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's a great honor to welcome Prime Minister Modi to the United States Congress. Mr. Prime Minister, namaskar. Welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining to celebrate this important moment. It's been 22 years since several of my colleagues and I founded the Congressional Caucus on India and Indian Americans. At that time, the ties between our countries weren't as close as they are now. Yes, we were both democracies. Yes, we both embraced the important example set by Mahatma Gandhi. But frankly, our relationship had more irritants than areas of agreement. So the fact that we're all here today shows how far the United States and India have come. Thanks to the hard work of dedicated leaders from both our countries, and certainly the Prime Minister takes no seconds in this. He's been at the forefront. We're now standing shoulder to shoulder in ways that no one could have imagined a generation ago. Just look at the nuclear issue. Once one of the biggest stumbling blocks between our countries, it's now a cornerstone of the renewed U.S.-India partnership, and I'm proud that I was the first member of Congress to approve of that U.S.-India nuclear partnership. The list of ideas and areas where we've turned confrontation into collaboration goes on and on. Whether it be defense, climate change, or space exploration, shared concerns in the Indian Ocean region, a commitment to economic innovation, or cooperation on humanitarian assistance, the challenges our countries are facing together cuts across sectors. And at the heart of the friendship are people-to-people ties, especially the great Indian American community in the United States. Give yourselves a round of applause because you deserve it. That community has brought such incredible energy to this relationship. It's the secret weapon for both countries, driving stronger engagement and helping keep things on track during challenging times. So, Mr. Prime Minister, your visit will energize this work even further. And I'm confident that Congress will remain focused on India as an anchor of stability in the region and a key American partner in Asia. That's why yesterday, along with Congressman Joe Crowley, I introduced a bill to designate India as a special global partner of the United States. This is a new and unique status for a relationship that must continue to thrive. Because if we stay committed to deepening this friendship further, if we think long-term while working to meet day-to-day challenges, then this relationship will help both our countries become stronger and more prosperous and will become one of the defining partnerships of the 21st century. I'm proud of this legislation, and I hope Congress passes it as quickly as possible. So I thank all of you who are here today, and once again, a very warm welcome to you, Mr. Prime Minister. It's an honor to have you here in the Congress. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce the great senator from the state of Maryland, Senator Ben Cardin.
Congressman Engel, thank you. Prime Minister Modi, welcome to the United States. Welcome to the United States Congress. It's a real honor to have you with us today. Last week I was in India, and it really underscored for me the point you, Mr. Prime Minister, made to the joint session of Congress, and that is the United States and India, the two largest democracies in the world. that share the same ideas and ideals, that working together, we can not only help our two countries, but we can help the global community with opportunity and stability. You demonstrated that our military to military will not only help our mutual defenses, but will help make the world a safer place. Our business to business will help our economy. But I just really want to underscore the point, the particular point of people to people, including the people that are in this room, in the way that they have helped connect our countries, to strengthen our democratic ideals of good governance and human rights, that help not only our countries, but give hope to people around the world. I want to thank you for your leadership, working with President Obama in COP21 so that we can move ahead as a global community to deal with the challenges of climate change. It's a real honor to have you here in our nation's capital. It's my honor to present the leader of our Senate Foreign Relations Committee, a person who is respected by both Republicans and Democrats and has helped provide unity among the members of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and all senators so that we can speak with a united voice to promote democratic ideals. Senator Bob Corker.
Well, thank you, Ben. And on behalf of my colleagues on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, I want to welcome you again. I've had the chance to welcome you 3 times today, so I'm going to be very brief. All of these people this is the biggest demand we've ever had for a leader of any country. You should be really proud that this many people have waited this long to see you. The fact is that our strategic, economic, and political ties are better than they've ever been. We know they're going to be even greater, and while our ties are with the people of India, we know with you as their leader, the possibilities are at an all-time high also, and we thank you for your relationship with us. We thank you for your leadership. I want to thank you for the sensibilities expressed in your talk, especially not claiming intellectual property on the yoga piece. There are a lot of people here that thank you for that. But your sense of humor and the way you delivered that speech, I think, really identified why we have such close ties. We thank you, and with that, I'd like to introduce our distinguished chairman of the House Foreign Relations Committee, and I want to thank him for being the host of this outstanding event. Thank you so much.
Namaste. It was when we first met, Prime Minister Modi was Chief Minister of Gujarat. And at that point, an earthquake had leveled Bhuj. And I remember we flew in with USAID the day after the quake. And my memory is of the Chief Minister bringing order out of the chaos. I remember the leadership. I remember his efforts on the ground, directing and setting an example. And as we watched the enormity of that perseverance and that entrepreneurial spirit of the people in Gujarat, what struck me was that the reforms you were bringing then as Chief Minister, that we're bringing a situation where we saw 10% economic growth per year. It looked as though this was the type of leadership that India could use. And so, as you became Prime Minister, and we saw those reforms go forward, as we watch you lead India, I wanted to make a couple of quick observations. One, as Elliot Engel has shared with you, when the India caucus was founded, we had 12 members. I was chairman of that off and on for many years, and we built it to over 150 members. Today, it is the strongest country caucus here in the House of Representatives and in the Senate. It is the strongest. But a big part of that is the bridge that has been played by the Indo-American here in the United States in building and strengthening this relationship with India. And I've had the opportunity during the International Fleet Review in Mumbai to see what General Powell called the capacity of the Indian Navy to keep the peace in the Indian Ocean and beyond. We have seen the Navy-to-Navy exchanges. We have seen the cooperation on counterterrorism. We've seen the efforts now that you've put forward to build on what we're doing on space cooperation and on so many different fronts that set this foundation of these two great democracies that are intent on seeing the same values. We understand that India is in a tough neighborhood, but we also understand with your words here today that you have, with that symphony that you spoke of, set a new note. And with that, it is a great privilege to introduce the Prime Minister of the Republic of India. Prime Minister Modi, thank you, sir.
Chairman, House Foreign Affairs Committee, Ed Royce, Ranking Member Eliot Engel, Chairman Senate Foreign Relations Committee Bob Corker, Ranking Member Benjamin Cardin, Co-Chair of Senate India Caucus, Senator John Cornyn and Mark Warner, Co-Chair of House India Caucus, Congressman George Holding, my friend Ami Bera, मैं सबसे पहले आप सबका बहुत आभारी हूं कि आपने दोनों इकाइयों ने मिलकर के शायद पहली बार इस प्रकार से रिसेप्शन की योजना की होगी। ये मेरे लिए अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा सम्मान है और मैं इसके लिए आप सबका बहुत आभारी हूं।
Chairman, House Foreign Affairs Committee Ed Royce, Ranking Member Eliot Engel, Chairman, Senate Foreign Relations Committee Bob Corker, Ranking Member Benjamin Cardin, Co-Chairs of Senate India Caucus Senators John Cornyn and Mark Warner, Co-Chairs of House India Caucus Congressman George Holding and my friend Ami Bera. First of all, I'd like to say that I'm deeply grateful. I'm deeply grateful that you've given me the honor of having or hosting me together, having this reception of both houses together, and I'm deeply grateful.
मैं मेरे सामने कई परिचित चेहरे देख रहा हूं। अगर समय ज़्यादा होता तो समय निकाल करके आप लोगों के साथ बैठता, सुख दुख की बातें करता, लेकिन आपने देखा होगा कि मैं 6 दिन के लिए बाहर हूं, लेकिन 5 देशों की यात्रा करके वापस लौटूंगा। यहीं से सीधा मुझे मेक्सिको जाना है। आज मैंने कांग्रेस के समक्ष अपने भाषण में उन सभी बातों को स्पर्श किया है जिसका अभी जिक्र हुआ, और मुझे जो आज कांग्रेस को संबोधित करने का अवसर मिला, आप लोगों के बीच आने का अवसर मिला, ये सम्मान सिर्फ किसी व्यक्ति का नहीं है, एक प्रधानमंत्री का नहीं है, लेकिन 125 करोड़ देशवासियों के हिंदुस्तान ने सदियों से जिस महान संस्कृति, परंपरा, विरासत को अपनाया है और जो मानवतावाद से प्रेरित है, बंधुता से प्रेरित है, वसुधैव कुटुंबकम की भावना से प्रेरित है, ये सम्मान उस महान परंपरा का है, महान सांस्कृतिक विरासत का है, और इसके लिए मैं आप सबका अभिनंदन करता हूं।
I see a lot of familiar faces here. And if I had more time, I would take out the time to talk to you. But I am on a tour of 5 nations, so you can understand that time is somewhat limited. But let me just say that when I addressed Congress today, I touched on all issues that are important to us. I had the opportunity to address Congress, which I think was a big honor, but it's not just a personal honor for me. It's not an honor for the Prime Minister of a country. It's an honor extended to 1.25 billion people, representing a country with an age-old culture, with a profound respect for humanity, and that believes in the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is one village. And I think that it is an honor that has been extended to all of us, to this country, to this ancient culture, that I'm deeply grateful for.
आपके कई सेनेटर, कांग्रेसमैन, मैं जब भी यहाँ आया हूँ, बहुत ही प्यार से मेरा मिलना हुआ है, बहुत से खुल कर के बातें करने का अवसर मिला है। यहाँ के सेनेटर, कांग्रेसमैन, यहाँ के गवर्नर्स जब भी भारत आए हैं, मुझे अवश्य उनसे बातचीत करने का मौका मिला है। और मैंने हर बार पाया है कि डिप्लोमेटिक दायरे से कहीं दूर, कहीं बाहर, कहीं ऊपर एक अपनेपन का नाता, भारत को समझने का प्रयास, भारत के साथ जुड़ करके कुछ करने की इच्छा, और भारत और अमेरिका 2 डेमोक्रेटिक ताकतें मिलजुल करके विश्व के लिए क्या कर सकती हैं, इन बातों में जो कमिटमेंट मैं अनुभव कर रहा हूं, मैं सचमुच में हमेशा चाहूंगा कि भारत और अमेरिका की ये शक्ति ऐसी ताकतवर बने, ऐसी निकटता आए, ताकि हम इन वैल्यूज के द्वारा दुनिया की भलाई करने के लिए काम आए।
Whenever I've come here, I've had the opportunity to meet senators, congressmen, and they've always received me with a lot of affection and spoken to me very openly. I've met your congressmen, your governors. And this, I feel, is an opportunity to take our relations beyond just diplomacy. It's going far beyond, it's going far above that. It's, as I understand, an understanding where we can join together, where the United States and India, 2 big democracies, can do a lot together for the world. This is the commitment that I've been feeling, and I would always want that India and the United States come together, come closer, become stronger, and through their shared values, do something for the benefit of the world.
वो एक वक्त था जब अमेरिका के मन में भारत के प्रति एक जिज्ञासा थी, आखिरकार ये है क्या, कौन है, कैसे है, क्या सोचते हैं, क्या करते हैं। लंबा अरसे तक वो एक जिज्ञासा का कालखंड था, क्यूरियोसिटी का कालखंड था।
I've always felt that there's been a lot of curiosity about India in the United States. People want to know what do they do, how do they think, and this has been there for a long time.
एक समय दूसरा बदला कि जिसमें भारत को अमेरिका पहचानने लगा और ये अनुभव करने लगा कि बहुत से वैल्यूज हैं जो अमेरिका और भारत के बीच घनिष्ठ नाता जोड़ सकते हैं, एक मजबूत फाउंडेशन बना सकते हैं।
Then we've proceeded to a phase where America started understanding India, where they understood that we have a lot of shared values, and these values can bring us closer and promote our relationship.
फिर एक दौर ऐसा आया जिसमें हम एक दूसरे के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं, कौन किसके काम आ सकता है, क्या भारत से जुड़ने से हमारा कुछ भला होगा, भारत को लगता था अमेरिका से जुड़ने से हमारा भला होगा। तो एक प्रकार से एक दूसरे के हितों के द्वारा हम एक दूसरे के निकट आने की दिशा में प्रयास करते रहे।
Then we proceeded to a phase where we started thinking about what we can do for each other. How can we help each other? And we started thinking of what can I do that can benefit the other country. And in this way, we started coming closer.
लेकिन अब हम एक ऐसे युग में प्रवेश कर रहे हैं जिसमें हम अपने लिए नहीं, भारत के लिए अमेरिका क्या करे या अमेरिका भारत के लिए क्या करे, उस दौर से हम आगे निकल चुके हैं। हम अब उस स्थिति पर पहुंचे हैं कि भारत और अमेरिका मिलकर के दुनिया के लिए क्या कर सकता है।
But now we have transitioned into a new era where we don't think about what can we get from America, what can America get from us. We've gone way beyond that now. Right now, what we are thinking about is how can the United States and India work together to benefit the world.
चाहे क्लाइमेट चेंज के इश्यू हो, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की समस्या हो, चाहे टेररिज्म की समस्या हो, चाहे वो पॉवर्टी हो, चाहे हेल्थ सेक्टर की चिंताएं हैं, ऐसी दुनिया की कई समस्याएं हैं जिसमें हम मिल बैठ करके विश्व की इन समस्याओं के समाधान के लिए हमारी बुद्धि का, शक्ति का, अनुभव का, रिसोर्सेज का भली भांति उपयोग करें। इस कमिटमेंट के साथ आज हम साथ मिलकर के चल रहे हैं। मेरी 2 दिन की यात्रा में उसको और अधिक बल मिला है, और अधिक विश्वास पैदा हुआ है। मैं फिर एक बार मेरे स्वागत सम्मान के लिए आपका हृदय से बहुत बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूं और आप सबका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं।
So you have global problems like climate change, like global warming, poverty, health concerns. Together, we can find solutions for the world. And we must use our skills, our intelligence, our resources. And with this commitment, we need to go forward. I think that my journey this time, my 2-day visit to the United States, has only reinforced this commitment. And with that, I'd like to thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
At this time, we would like to ask senators and members of Congress to come to the dais for a photo. This invitation is restricted to senators and members of Congress to the dais for a photo. Thank you. Any senators or members of Congress still in the audience, please come forward for the photo. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please enjoy the remainder of the reception. Thank you.
Just the two of